Okay, we're gonna make our rolling pin with the design that we came up with. We're gonna have 2 of these, and so we're gonna pick between the 2 that we create. And the first thing we need to do is cut this out, and cut out the best you can on that edge. And this is gonna be used on a piece of foam that you're going to glue this to. Okay, so you're actually gonna cut this design out. So okay. Okay, so first thing we need to do, we don't want to put the foam on it just yet because we need to get a grid on our rolling pin. And these are rolling pins from last semester, and so they have a little bit of a residual, possibly line on them, and even lines up at the top. And things got easier as we did this, and so we figured out a lot of tricks, and this is one of them where we're going to go ahead and make sure we can see these lines, and we're going to draw a line on the top of this rolling pin. But I'm just going to put a little red so it's a little easier for you to see. And so I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to try and get this to where it's flat. If I have it like this, you can see that it doesn't line up, right? Okay, and so I'm going to try and get this the best that I can on here to where when I roll it, and you can even like tap, that it lines up. And so some of it you have to like pull or twist the paper, and you can see how this will line up all the way around. Okay, now if you look, there's a little bit of extra paper, and we're going to go ahead and cut that off before we even get started so it's not a pain. And so I'm just going to cut half of this last one off. These are not perfectly 8 inches long, and you know, that's okay. But we're just going to make this work. Okay, so I have half of that left. I do want to make sure that I mark which side is smaller. Okay, because it would be bad if you tried to fit this one into the bigger inch over here. Okay, so I'm going to do that just by putting an S over here for me to kind of remember that side smaller, and for me to put on this side that this side is smaller. Okay, so I'm going to roll this up, and then I'll be able to look at it up here. And I personally want to draw my own lines because I'm not 100% sure that whoever did these were right. Okay, and I want mine to look really good, and I don't want to rely on someone else's measurements. Okay, so I'm just going to take an eraser and erase these. And then if you look, I am going to make a mark. Let's go on this side. Erase these two. I'm going to make a mark where I see the inch or the part right there. Okay, so I'm making a mark on top of it. Okay, do you see where that is? And then I'm just going to hold this and rotate and do the same thing. So mark it, keep a hold of that shape. Don't let it move. And then mark, and mark, and mark. And then don't lift it or move it. You're going to flip it over. Do the same thing where you are marking these sections, and you are marking like where they go back together. You see that? Okay, so right here, and then right here. Okay, so I've got all my markings on that, and then I have all my markings over here, and I'm going to continue the line onto the rolling pin. So I'm going to, if you look, right here is my mark. I'm going to draw it down right here so I can see it on the side. Okay, so I'm going to do that with all of them. so then I can actually see them when I'm trying to draw a line. There's only 6 of these, so they're not too bad. Okay. And I think a wooden pencil is probably going to work better than a mechanical one because I really have a pretty dark line drawn on there. Okay, and I've got those if you want to borrow them. So from here, I'm going to make sure I hold inside of the rolling pin and hold this really well and line the side up. And then I'm going to draw a line. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line here. If it moves, just go back. You can erase. Okay, and you can see where I slipped, and then I can erase that bottom part if I want to. Okay, so not too bad, but it does take a little coordination and a little bit of like pressing on that ruler to make sure that it stays. And I'm pressing with my pinky as well as I'm guiding that down. Okay. Same thing there. And here, so now we're going to have these 1-inch increments all the way around the rolling pin. Okay, so you see those. And now, since I have all those vertical ones, I'm going to come back and I'm going to mark these horizontal lines. And make sure that I put a really big mark there so you can see them. Okay, so I can see all of those that are really bold. Let's see, there you go. So you can see that part. And now I'm gonna turn my paper this direction and I'm gonna line it up on top of this and wrap this around. And so I'm trying to make it to where I don't have it like put like this. Do you see how if we had it uneven, you would have an uneven line there. But the paper's nice because it's flexible. If you can get it on there straight to where it lines up like even or level on the top, you can, let's go ahead, I've got it too snug. You can line this up. Give me 1 second, it's not moving. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, so I can take this and I can run my pencil just right along the side of this piece of paper. And this works better. We tried a rubber band, we've tried a ruler. One doesn't curve enough. One will move too easily, and so it's hard to use those. So now you can look, you've got this line, you can take this and you can shimmy. Gosh, there's something sticky still on this. Let me show you on this one. This one still has some that's stuck. But you can take this and just shimmy this down so you don't have to like reposition it. So move this and reposition. Where's my hash mark? So it's right here, and then I could take this and I'll draw it again. Okay, so all the way around. Okay, so you can see this is one that I've finished all of these pieces, but I have a 1-inch grid all the way on here. Okay, and some of these might be a little bit fainter than others, but they should be fine for you to figure out how to connect these on. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna try and use some things I already have ready. This is a piece of foam, okay, that is sticky, okay, it's like a big sticker. And then this is your design that you want to have on there, okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glue, and I'm going to get this. That one's all out. I'm going to go ahead and cover the back of this with the glue and put a bunch on there. You don't want this to slip off. This makes it so much easier than doing it any other way. Okay, so a bunch. Make sure you get it on all of it. And then we are putting this on the sticker side of the foam. We don't want to put it on the foam side. We want to eventually peel this off. Okay, so this is going to go on the foam. This is exactly 6 inches, and so you want to make sure you get this on the paper, level. So don't stick it down till you really have it where you want it. And you'll have a little extra, but you want that to be stuck, and then you want to push this down really well. Okay. And remember, you've got a little extra up here, so you don't want to put the piece all the way to the top. Okay, but now you could take this and cut off all of your extra. And I would probably wait just a minute or two for the glue to dry before you actually start cutting on the design. Okay, so this is what I want to be on my rolling pin. Okay, and so I have one that I have already partially started, and so I want to look at this and see where, let me take this one, I don't think this one's on the right one. See how this goes on. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, let's use this side so we can just do another piece. Okay, so I'm gonna do this box right here. So if I'm looking at it, let's see, this was my small side, so I'm going to use this side. This box, and I think that's my small side too, so I might be okay. So this box here is this box here. And so I don't want to cut through any of the grid lines. I just want to cut out my design. Okay, and let me go ahead. I'm going to cut just at least one box. So I'm going to cut through this and this, get rid of that one, and I'm just going to do this one. And then this one. Just so we can see exactly what's still there. Okay, so this is what my piece looks like. I don't want to cut everything out right now, or you're going to have like a giant puzzle to put together. It's easier to put it together like little by little. So I know this one came from the side, and this one came from the top, and this one came from the top. Okay, so this one, if I'm looking at it, this is in the middle of that 1 inch line. So I'm going to peel this off, and then I'm going to stick it in the middle right here. Okay, I'm having it touch the top, but I'm also having it touch the middle. Okay, and then the same thing with this one. I'm going to have this touch, let's see, we have the middles right here. So this one is more on this direction. I'm going to put this here, and then we're going to look at it. And then this one is going in the center, and so it's touching, let's see, the center of those, right? Do you see that? Like right here is the center of that one. Okay, so I'm going to cut that out and attach that like right here. Okay, so now I'm going to do this square, cut that square out, and I see like a mistake that I made right there. And I don't want to, I'm going to have to cut that part off. But these boxes on mine are just right in the center. Okay, so you can see that I would know where to put that because that's where the cross section of that is. Okay, so that's what you're gonna continue to do, is to cut these out.